okay. Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, guys. If you can hear me, type yes, I can hear you. If you can hear me, type yes, so I know that you're with me. Okay, great, great. So, Joshua says he can hear me. I hope every other person can hear me, not just Joshua. Okay, 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 okay. If you can hear me, let me know that you can hear me. So, we're just going to give every other person that is going to be joining the next 5 minutes. So this 8:01. By 8:06 we get started. By 8:06 we get started. Okay, so Chioma said that I should speak a bit louder. I don't know, is my voice muffled? Can you guys hear me properly? How about now? Is this better? Chioma, is this better now? Okay, okay, okay. So 8:06 we get started. We're just giving every other person a chance to join. We are giving every other person a chance to join. So before we get started, the whole purpose of this um, webinar, or this rather this class we're having, is to basically break down. It's like an orientation class, or it's an orientation class to break down everything the program is all about, to answer all your questions, to basically tell you more about our class schedules, what you should expect, program, projects, tests, exams, certifications, and a whole lot more. So the whole point of this class is to just answer all your questions. It's an orientation that basically answers all your questions that you might be having. Okay, so this is 8:04. Once it's 8:06, we get started. Once it's 8:06, we get started. So it's 8:05 sharp. It's 8:05 sharp. 1 more minute to go. 1 more minute to go, and we are live. 1 more minute to go, and we're live. Okay, someone is saying she can't see anything. Yes, it's from your end. Okay, so it's 8:06. It's 8:06 on dot, and we get started. So let me bring up my slides and we move on. So if you can see my screen, type yes. So I know you can see my screen. If you can see my screen, type yes. So we get started and we move on. Okay, so I have yes. Okay. So yes, 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 yes. Great, great, great. So let us get started. To begin with, I want to wish each and every one of you here a happy new year. And I also want to say you all made the right decision by learning this skill. Um, you all made the right decision by learning this skill. And the demand of this skill is very high. And a lot of companies depend on it. For instance, the famous Netflix you know today, um, okay, give me a second, guys. Give me a second, guys. Let me try to set something right. Okay, so for those of you that are saying you can't see my screen, I'm guessing your network is having issues because every other person here can see my screen except you. So you should check your internet connection and join again. Yeah, you should check your internet connection and join again. Yeah, check your internet connection and join again. So, like I said, the demand of this skill is very high and a lot of companies depend on it. For instance, the famous Netflix you know today, right? Netflix is able to be a successful company today because of cloud and cloud engineering and cloud computing, right? This is what basically makes Netflix a successful company today. And as you can see, this is basically their infrastructure and how it works. So this one skill is able to scale the application, making it accessible to millions of people at the same time, the same minute, and the same second. This one skill makes the application secure, meaning that no one can just come and hack into the interface to either steal data or for personal reasons. But the best part is it makes their movies reliable. For those of you here that watch Netflix, when have you ever watched a movie or a series on Netflix and it cracks or the video is unavailable, if you have, just type yes in the comment section. Let me know. Let me know what Netflix you installed. When have you ever watched a movie on Netflix and it cracks or the video is unavailable? Right. Never. Never. And Netflix is just one out of the millions of companies that use this skill to make their infrastructure secure, scalable, and reliable. So there are a whole lot of companies out there too. Facebook use it too, right? Without cloud computing, cloud engineering, without the cloud itself, Facebook wouldn't exist today. Meta, which is Facebook's or the company that basically owns Facebook. Meta controls Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp. Without cloud, Meta won't exist today. Right. Because have you ever thought about it? All the pictures you post on Facebook or the pictures you post on Instagram, have you ever actually sat down to actually think where exactly is it being stored? Where is it being stored? So all these things is just all about cloud engineering or cloud computing. So, and the whole point of this program is to teach you everything you need to know about this skill, because this skill is in demand. It's in demand. Every single company going forward year by year keep on depending on this particular skill. So basically, you can use this skill to become valuable in the job market. In this session, in this class, I'm going to be breaking down everything you need to know about this program. From our classes to the program structure, we are going to look through everything today. So we all know that this program is 15 months, and most of you might be wondering why exactly, right? So I've gotten a lot of feedbacks, right, from people, oh, the program is 15 months and things like that. I mean, if you were to learn web design, it shouldn't take you 3 months. Am I right? It shouldn't take you 3 months. Or probably you learn data science. That shouldn't take up to 5 months. So why exactly is this program 15 months? Most of you have been wondering. Look at it this way. If you were studying law, it basically shouldn't take you less than 4 years or 5 years. I get what I'm saying, to study law. And cloud engineering is quite similar, because this skill you are learning is not a side hustle, but a full career path. I get what I'm saying. It's not a side hustle. It's not something you do on the side. It's a full career path. And when you learn cloud engineering, you have the opportunity to work different cloud roles, because what you are going to learn here can be implemented in cloud roles such as DevOps, solution architecture, system administrator, infrastructure engineering, platform engineering, site reliability engineering, Kubernetes administrator, and cloud computing, and a whole lot of roles that are basically out there. So you can see all the roles you can implement, what you learn from cloud engineering or from this program. You can basically get job roles that are basically in different niches from just this one knowledge that you have. And there are a whole lot. This is just a very short number of them, right? That's what I'm saying. There are a whole lot. Hence, that's the main reason why this program is 15 months. What you are learning here is something that can be used in 10 other career paths or in 10 other job roles that are out there. That's the main reason why this program is 15 months, because there are a whole lot. If most of you have basically gone through the curriculum, you see everything broken down there. So, and I'm going to be breaking down everything you need to know about this program within this 15 months. So the first is the class structure. So how our class is structured, how does it work? In this program, we'll be having 3 types of classes. So 3 types of classes. The first are our normal live classes, which is like these classes that we have. The second are our question and answer classes. And the third are our extra live classes that we have. Now I'm going to break down what each and every of these classes are and how they work and how they can basically help you. So first off, our live classes. Now, like we said in the webinar, we are going to be having live classes where we educate you on cloud engineering. So here's the structure of how our live classes are going to be or are going to hold. We would have basically 2 classes a week, as most of you know this. We would have 2 classes a week. Each class would be within the range of 1 hour 30 minutes to 2 hours. These classes are set to hold on Fridays and Saturdays for the first 5 months. They are set to hold on Fridays and Saturdays for the first 5 months. And most of you might not be really comfortable with this timing. This is just a filling time. I get what I'm saying. We're still going to run a survey and send you guys forms. I get what I'm saying. And polls, basically vote and fill so that we know exactly what works for each and every one of you. But for now, this is the time that we're going to be using. I get what I'm saying. So you should get that by next week. You get like a poll or a form to fill where we ask you what timing works best for you, right? Either it's weekdays or weekends. So we're going to be doing this, having 2 classes for the first 5 months. And after 5 months, we are going to increase the classes to 3 times a week. Now, the reason for reducing it to 2 times a week is because we don't just want to just rush you into the whole program, and before you know it, before the June or July, a lot of people are starting to have issue understanding what exactly is being taught. So this is the main reason why we reduced the amount of classes to 2 classes per week. But after the first 5 months, and you have become like more understanding with exactly what we're going to be teaching you, we are going to be increasing the time to 3 classes a week, right? And our live classes are going to be held on a private YouTube stream like this one, right? Our live classes are going to be held on a private YouTube stream like this one. Yes, YouTube live stream, because we do not want any interruptions from students during our live classes, either it's towards the tutor or towards other students, right? So we don't just want someone to just unmute their mic and just start talking. I get what I'm saying. This is the main reason why we are doing it here, live on YouTube. And we have 2 of these classes live, or 2 of these live classes a week for the first 5 months. Like I said earlier, these classes hold Fridays from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m., right? So like I said earlier also, our classes range from 1 hour 30 minutes to 2 hours. So it can be from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. or from 8 p.m. to 9:30 p.m., right, on Fridays. And on Saturdays, it can be from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. or 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. on Saturdays. So, like I said earlier, we're still going to be passing around a poll or a form that you can use, right? You can choose what time works for you best. So I don't know if you guys are going to come together to conclude what time works for each and every one of you, but this is the time that is going to be available now. And the links to these classes will be sent to the group and also sent to you personally. So it will be sent to you on WhatsApp, giving you a reminder probably every 30 minutes so that you do not miss these classes, right? And after these 5 months, we would be increasing the number of live classes to 3 so that we can cover more ground as time goes on. Now, the second kind of classes we have, which is the question and answer classes. Also, our question and answer classes holds once a week. It holds once a week. And these classes are where you ask questions about our live classes held on Friday and on Saturday. During our live classes, we advise that you write down questions you have about each live class. We would even be sending you a link where you can state out all your questions you might have after each class. So after each class, we'll send you a link, a form, where you can basically list out every single question you are going to be having. So our question and answer classes basically hold on Saturdays from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. So if you recall, we said our Saturday classes are going to be holding from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. So from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m., we're going to be having our question and answer classes. So if you have any question or anything you want to address, or any question you want to ask about any class, this is the time you can do that. These classes, which is our question and answer classes, would be available or would hold on Google Meet for interactive purposes. So we won't be holding those classes on YouTube Live. We'll be holding it on Google Meet, right? So we can have like an interactive session where you ask a question and I can respond to your question, show you things, and yeah, you basically get the point. And the links to these classes will be sent to the group and also to you personally. So next, we have our extra classes. So this is the third type of class we have, our extra classes. Our extra classes, I want you to think of it as a night class, right? That is basically hosted for people that are having issues understanding certain things, people that are falling back. I get what I'm saying. This is the whole point. This is the point of this particular class, right? This classes holds any day during the week, which is from Mondays to Thursdays. And these classes are flexible, so they can be any time. There's no specific time for it. I get what I'm saying. There's no specific time for these classes, right? And people who fall under this section would be in a different group. So we're going to create a new group, right? When we start our classes, we're going to create a new group. So people who fall in this section, right? People that fall back, that are having issues, so they don't basically just drag the whole class backwards. People that fall back, we create a new group for them, and we basically have classes with them to explain things better. So in this group, we'll be able to track your progress and answer your questions. These extra classes will be held on Google Meet, and the whole point of these classes is to help people that are having troubles understanding what is being taught so that they can meet up with the actual class. Also, since our application portal for this program is still open till March, right? So the application portal for this program is still going to be open till March. This will also be for people that are just joining the program to basically help them meet up. So that's that. Also, the whole point, like I said before, the whole point of these classes is to basically help people meet up. I get to what I'm saying. It's to help people meet up. You are in a class, you don't understand something, or probably you don't understand two topics that were already done and we've passed it. So instead of dragging the whole class backward, we're going to be having extra classes so that you can, or a group of people can basically understand what is being taught to catch up to the whole class. I get to what I'm saying. And these classes, like I said earlier, is going to hold from Mondays to Thursdays. There is not going to be any time, like for instance, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. There is not going to be any time for the classes. So the classes can just come up. I get what I'm saying. And it is going to actually be fitting your time. So if you end up in this stage or in this particular phase, it's going to be with your time. So whenever you're going to be available, we're going to do these classes. I get what I'm saying. So it doesn't really matter the time. The classes can be 1 a.m. I get what I'm saying. The classes can be 10 a.m. or 10 p.m. Whatever time works. I get what I'm saying. So next, the class recordings and summaries. Now, at the end of every single class, we are going to be having a recording you can watch if you miss the class. So if you miss the class, we're going to give you a recording you can always go through. You also have a lifetime access to all recordings, even when the program is over. So when the program is done, you can still access each and every of these recordings with your system because you have lifetime access to it. Also, for our busy workers, we would be creating short summary videos that breaks down everything in our live classes to just 20-minute video. So it's easier and it's faster for you to learn and still grab the concept of our class. The next is documentation and easy access. So when it comes to cloud engineering, there are commands you have to remember, tools you have to know, and terminologies you must recall, because these are things you must know, right? There are commands, there are tools, there are terminologies, there are certain things you always have to remember, right? And you basically trying to recall all that can be a lot, I get what I'm saying, and can actually reduce the amount of or reduce how fast it takes you to learn something. So memorizing all of it might seem like an impossible task. So after every class, we're going to be giving you, and we're going to be sending out a documentation of commands, terminologies that were used in the class, right? So in each class, the terminologies, the commands, or the tools that were used in a certain class will be broken down into a documentation, and you can always have this documentation at your fingertip. So you can either print it out and basically have the physical copy, or you can always have the soft copy. So you don't have to memorize them. You can always get them at your fingertips. Best part is you can print these documents and always have them by your side. The next is our personalized calls. Our personalized calls are calls that you make to track your learning growth. The main purpose of these calls are to help you improve your learning process by giving you advice and a roadmap to basically help you track and navigate your way while learning. For instance, you can make these calls if you basically want a blueprint on how to balance your work and learning this skill at the same time, so that one doesn't affect the other. There are a whole lot of reasons why you can basically make this call. The end goal of these calls are for accountability purposes. Someone to basically keep you accountable for a decision you take. That's the whole purpose of these calls. The next is our monthly report, right? So at the end of every month, we would send you a learning report you can basically use to see where you are slacking. So this is actually something that is very important. So for instance, if in a certain month you only attended classes 5 times, you didn't work on the task that was given to you, you probably are having issues understanding certain things, there's going to be a report, and everything is going to be written in this report of what issues you are facing, how you can basically work on these issues, and a whole lot more that can show you, okay, yeah, this is your weak point. This is where you're actually failing. I get what I'm saying. This report entails the class attendance. It entails the project, task, or exam performance. It entails the growth, incline, or decline breakdown. So comparison with the previous month. I guess what I'm saying. So this basically gives us more insights to know exactly what the problem is. It also gives you knowledge of how to improve and tips and advices to make sure you get better. The whole point of this report are so that you can see where you are slacking and how exactly you can improve. So, secondly, that was for our class structure. This is for our project and experience. So, when it comes down to getting experience, understanding and building projects, then we have also got you covered. Each and every of our experience building techniques are constructed to give you a better learning experience. We have 3 main types of experience building techniques, which are tasks, projects, and exams. Each of these 3 have their purpose and will be broken down so you understand what each one focuses on. First is tasks. So our tasks are little projects with the sole purpose of one goal. They all have one goal, which is to give you better understanding of what you are being taught. That's their only goal. This is the whole point of us giving you tasks, right? Is to give you a better understanding of what you are being taught. They don't necessarily need to be real life scenario projects or help you build experience, right? The main purpose is to basically make sure you are able to understand what is being taught. That is the main purpose. It might not be to build experience. It might not be a real life scenario project. I get what I'm saying. The whole purpose is to make sure you understand what is being taught. Because before you can start building projects or improving your experience, you need to be able to understand the functionality of every single tool. And that's what these little tasks help you achieve. And these tasks can be objective, theory, or practical. and even studying or writing, as long as they achieve the purpose of you gaining understanding of what is being taught. That's it. It can be objective, it can be theory, it can be practical. It can even be you basically reading a site, studying, or basically writing something down. I get what I'm saying. You would get them more often as they are the foundational experience you need to grow on. The next is projects. This basically our projects that we give you are hands-on projects that basically help you get more understanding of what you're basically learning by working hands-on practical. So this is all practical. We are working hands-on, doing things. The main purpose of our project are to give you a better understanding and also help you build the experience so you know how cloud tools work on a larger scale. These projects are all practical because as a cloud engineer, everything you do is basically practical. And this project helps you achieve the practical experience you need. They are given once a month. When we are done with the particular cloud tool, a project will be given to test your knowledge and also grow your experience. So, like we said, the tasks will be given to you more often. The project will be given to you once every month, and yeah, remaining the exam. So also, your solutions to every single project will be submitted and graded to be added in your monthly report sheet. There will be a time duration for every single project to be completed, and after the deadline, there will be a tutorial on the solution of every project given. You can use these tutorials or these solutions to track back on your project and see where mistakes were made or where you made certain mistakes, right? And lastly, we have exams. As a cloud engineer, having real-life scenario experience on how each and every of these cloud tools work together is crucial. And the main purpose of our exams is to give you or is to build real-life scenario projects that give you a greater understanding of how every cloud tool work together. And also help you build the experience of how companies use these tools to build, manage, and configure their infrastructure. Our exam take place after every 5 months, and your solutions will be submitted and graded, which would reflect in your reports. Also, after the deadline of every exam, a solution class would be held to give you the solution, and you can use the solution to reflect on your mistakes in the exam. And yes, all our exams are practical. Like I said, cloud engineering is all about practical. So these are the 3 types of experience building techniques that we have integrated into this program to make sure you gain the right experience: tasks, projects, and exams. Now, number 3, we have personal learning. Personal learning is a very important learning strategy. It has also been included in this program. Let's be honest, the best way you can learn faster is by studying yourself or self-study. But the easiest way to do this is by having an accountability partner or a coach. Personal learning can give you a guaranteed head start in this program. So even when we basically have our live classes, nothing is new to you. It would all basically seem like a revision. And like it was stated in the webinar, we have created an outline to help you every step of the way. We have roadmaps. For your personal learning, we are going to be providing roadmaps you can basically use on platforms like A Cloud Guru and Code Cloud. There are hundreds of courses on these platforms. So the whole point of these roadmaps are to guide you on the right direction. We're also going to be giving you chat support. I'm also going to be available receiving chat support on the course you watch and resources you go through. Meaning if you have questions on a particular topic you are learning, you can reach out for a better explanation, and you're having issues understanding this particular topic, you can reach out for better explanation. The main goal of our chat support It's so that you have a mentor to always reach out to when you are stuck and need guidance. This way, it's easier for you to understand whatever it is you are learning. Next, we have our support calls. Learning on your own can be difficult at times, but we make sure you don't feel like it's a lonely journey. With our support calls, you can schedule a private call to generate new learning goals and learning structure that can help you improve your learning. Next, we have the unlimited access to courses and resources. As you know, one of our biggest investments is in knowledge. So for your personal learning, you will be getting unlimited access to courses and resources, which is already provided by Code Cloud and A Cloud Guru that gives you hands-on practicals and knowledge you need to boost your personal learning. Now, accountability coach. To make sure you always stay on track, we will be reaching out to you daily or weekly to basically track your learning process, your personal learning process. Accountability is the best thing you can implement to a person's learning that instantly improves the result without your permission. Your personal learning growth will also be available in your report file. Now, the fourth is vouchers and certificates. Gaining cloud certificates sets you as an authority in the eyes of your potential employers. There are various cloud exams that are available to basically show your expertise as a cloud engineer. But there are 3 big exams that will help you in any cloud niche you decide to go with. Either you decide to become a DevOps engineer, you decide to become after this program though, you decide to basically focus into DevOps, you decide to actually even become a cloud engineer, you decide to basically focus on infrastructure engineer, you decide to become a platform engineer, you decide to become a solution architect, whatever you decide to become, each of these certifications will help you. And they are AWS, GCP, and Azure. AWS standing or meaning Amazon Web Service, GCP meaning Google Cloud Platform, and we have Azure. And the cheapest AWS exam you can write out there is $100. That's the cheapest AWS exam you can write, which is about 170,000 naira or 168,000 naira, depending on the naira and dollar rate, right? When you convert it to naira. And it can range up to $300 for their professional exams, which is 504,000 naira in naira when you convert it to naira. So $300 to naira will basically give you 504,000 naira. So the highest amount or the highest price for their exams is $300. So depending on dollar rate, it can 500,000, it can 600,000, depending on dollar rate. And the lowest exam you can get for AWS is $100. I get what I'm saying. So now AWS gives discounts on their exams. You can be lucky to get a 50% to 100% off their exams. And in this program, you stand a chance to get discounts on your AWS exam, either 50% or more. Also, you need to know that we are not AWS, so we cannot guarantee that there are going to be discount vouchers available this year. I get what I'm saying. But when they are available, we'll definitely be sending the details out to every one of you so that you can use these discounts to basically write your exams. For Google Cloud Platform, which is GCP, the exam range from $99, which is about 167,000 naira, to $200, which is 36,000 naira when converted to naira. So this is the range of the exam. The lowest amount of exam or lowest price for the exam that they have is $99 rather. The highest price they have is $200. So the downside of GCP is it's very rare to get one of their exam vouchers discount for free. It's very rare. So, but as soon as they are available, or as soon as there are any available discounts and what's required to get it, we'll give you a blueprint of how to go about it. Now, Now that I've covered that, let's talk about Azure, right? Microsoft Azure. Azure has one of the cheapest exams in the cloud space for Nigerians. So, depending on where you are, that basically depends on how the exam price changes. The exam can cost as low as $50, which is about 84,000 naira, to $167, which is about 277,200 naira. So, almost every year, Azure gives out 50% off for any exam you want to take. And we'll be giving or showing you how you can basically get this 50% off voucher when they are available. So, getting a 50% off or getting 50% off the $50 exam would mean you just have to basically pay for 2,000 naira for it instead of 84,000 naira. So, this is how cheap Azure exams are. And after writing any of these exams, either it's AWS, GCP, or Azure, and you pass them, you will then be given a certificate that basically, or that is respected by your employer. So this is something that is respected throughout the whole cloud space. No matter the niche you are going to, or no matter what niche you decide to basically follow, it is going to be respected there. So also, at the end of this program, we're going to be giving you a certificate of completion. Next, exam preparation. How do you prepare for these exams? When it comes to preparing for your cloud exams, this will cost you hundreds of thousands of naira. But we already paid these hundreds of thousands of naira, so you don't have to. And we did this so you get the best resources on earth to prepare for any cloud exam with hands-on practical. We have a 2.5 million naira Udemy account that provides you with the right resources to pass any exam, and it's still being updated with more courses. So whatever exam you want to go with is going to be available there. Alternatively, you also have access to a cloud guru where you can get the best courses and resources on earth to basically help you with whatever cloud exam you want to write. So you don't have to spend hundreds of thousands of naira anymore to prepare for your cloud exam. The next, which is the fifth, the payment plans for this program. What is the payment plan for this program? Our payment plans makes it easier to complete your payment with plans that work for you. With plans that work for you. We understand that to most people, the monthly payment may not be a good idea. I get what I'm saying. As not every month is perfect. Not every month is a perfect month. Hence, we have been able to break down the payment plan for flexible payment. Every payment is going to be broken down to two categories. The first is we have the early birds for those who made payments between November and December 2024. And we have the standard, which is those who made payments between January and March 2025. So we're going to start with the early birds. People who made payment within this time frame, which is November to December 2024, are basically regarded as the early birds. And this is also broken down into two different offers that we're giving within this time. The first is the 25% discount offer, and the second is the launch price offer. So the 25% discount offer, these are people that took the limited one-time offer to grab access to the program for 15,000 naira per month instead of 25,000, saving them 150,000 naira of this program to their pocket. If you fall under this category, then here is your payment plan. So we have the monthly payment plan, which is 15,000 naira per month. The monthly payment plan is paid every month for 15 months. We have the quarterly payment plan, which is every 3 months, right? And it's 45,000 naira per quarter, actually. The quarterly payment plan is paid every 3 months and can be balanced with the monthly payment plan if the amount of months remaining in the program are less than 3 months. Next, we have the biannual payment plan, which is paid every 6 months and is actually 90,000 naira. The biannual payment plan is paid every 6 months and can be balanced with a monthly payment or a quarterly payment if the amount of months remaining to complete payment are less than or equals to 3 months. And lastly, we have the one-time payment plan, which is at 225,000 naira. The one-time payment plan is paid only once. Secondly, we have the launch price offer. This is basically everybody else that could not get 25% discount and paid within November and December 2024 to basically grab access to the program for 20,000 naira per month instead of 25,000 naira per month, saving them 75,000 naira of this program to their pocket. If you fall under this category, then here is your payment plan. We have the monthly payment plan, which is 20,000 naira per month. The monthly payment plan is paid every month for 15 months. We have the quarterly payment plan, which is every 3 months, which is 60,000 naira, right? The quarterly payment plan is paid every 3 months and can be balanced with the monthly payment plan or a monthly payment plan if the payment or if the amount of months remaining to complete payments are less than 3 months. Next, we have the biannual payment plan, which is every 6 months, which is 120,000 naira biannually. The biannual payment plan is paid every 6 months and can be balanced with the monthly payment or a quarterly payment if the amount of months remaining to complete the program or the payment are less than or equals to 3 months. And lastly, we have the one-time payment plan, which is 300,000 naira. The one-time payment plan is paid once. Now, for the standards, right? Remember we said we have two. The one that we just passed by are the early birds. This is the standard price for this program, right? That one is for people that basically joined early because they made payment last year. People who made payment within this time frame, which is January to March, because March is when the program is going to be, we're going to be closing our application forms. From January to March 2025, all automatically fall under the standard payment option. And this is also going to be broken down into two offers that we're giving, which first is a 20% off discount, and the second is the standard price offer. So the 20% discount offer, people who basically fall under these categories are people who took the limited one-time offer to grab access to the program for just 20,000 naira per month instead of 25,000 naira per month, saving them 75,000 naira to their pockets. If you fall under this category, then here are your payment plans. So monthly payment, 20,000 naira per month. The monthly payment is paid every month for 15 months. We have quarterly payment, which is about 60,000 naira per month, per quarter rather. The quarterly payment is paid every 3 months and can be balanced with the monthly payment if the amount of months remaining to complete payments are less than 3 months. Also, we have our biannual payment plan, which is every 6 months, which is actually 120,000 naira biannually. The biannual payment plan is paid every 6 months and can be balanced with the monthly payment or a quarterly payment if the amount of months remaining to complete the payment are less than or equals to 3 months. And we have the one-time payment plan, which is 300,000 naira. The one-time payment plan is paid once. Also, we have the standard price offer. So this is basically for everybody else that basically could not get the 20% discount and paid within January to March 2025 to grab access to the program for 25,000 naira per month, which is a total over the 15 months of 375,000 naira for the whole program itself. If you fall under this category, then here are your payment plans. A monthly payment plan of 25,000 naira per month. Monthly payment plan is paid every month for 15 months. The quarterly payment plan, every 3 months of 75,000 naira per quarter. The quarterly payment plan is paid every 3 months and can be balanced with a monthly payment if the amount of months remaining to complete payments are less than 3 months. Also, we have the biannual payment plan, which is paid every 6 months. Payment is 150,000 naira biannually. The biannual payment plan is paid every 6 months and can be balanced with a monthly payment or a quarterly payment if the amount of months remaining to complete payments are less than or equal to 3 months. And lastly, we have the one-time payment plan, which is 375,000 naira. The one-time payment plan is paid once. So, for our payment methods, there are different payment options available to make your payment more flexible and comfortable for you. Either you want to go for a monthly payment plan, a quarterly, biannually, or a one-time payment plan, there are 2 payment options that are available for you. The first is the Paystack Bank card payment. Although this payment option is advised to be used by students making recurring payments. That's basically for anyone that's going to be making monthly payment, a quarterly payment, or a biannual payment. It's not advised to be used by people making a one-time payment. Right, like monthly, quarterly, or biannually payment plans. This option works by you providing your ATM card to Paystack, and it automatically bills you monthly every 3 months or every 6 months, depending on whichever payment plan you go for. With this option, you don't have to stress making bank transfers or missing the payment days. Secondly, we have bank transfers. You can make bank transfers if you choose, you can make bank transfers if you choose to, using our verified business account. You can use this payment method for any payment plan. If you are going for the monthly, quarterly, biannually, or a one-time payment, you can use the bank transfers. Going with this payment plan means that you will always have to fill a form after making every payment, provide a payment receipt, and payment will need to be confirmed. This may be the best option for you depending on your preference. Next is we have the 3-trial agreement. So we're going to give a session for questions and answers for those of you that have questions. We're going to be giving you a time to basically answer your question. We have the 3-trial agreement. Most of you here might have been wondering what happens if you can't meet up with payment. What exactly is going to happen? Well, we're basically going to give you the 3-trial, and here's how it works. If by any chance you are not able to make payments in a certain month, it's totally understandable. You will be given access to the next month, but on or before the end of this next month, you will need to make payment for both the previous month and the current month that you are in. And what exactly happens if you still fail to make payment? What then? What's going to happen? We would give you access to the 3rd month, which is the 3rd trial. And in this month, you need to basically make payment for the 1st month, your payments were declined, the 2nd month, and the 3rd month you are currently in. Failure to make payment on this 3rd month will result to you being automatically removed from this program, which will basically cut you access to everything related to the Ctgm Mastermind. Number 6, job hunting. Job hunting is the most important aspect of this journey because the whole point of you learning this skill is to land a job. And as most of you know, I'm not sure everyone knows this, but as most of you here know, after this program is done, we will be giving you access to our job hunting group, where we'll basically walk you step by step to landing your first job for free. And it's going to stay free until you land your first cloud job. there's going to be more details given about everything you are going to be getting from this job hunting group when the program, or when this program rather, is over. But here's what you should just know. We would also be inviting various experts and professionals to basically speak to you about how they were able to land multiple jobs and give you a blueprint that basically works. So this job hunting group will basically help you with your interviews, your CV, your cover letters, everything, name it. I get what I'm saying? We're going to take you step by step, guide you through everything you need to know until you get your first cloud job for 100% free. Either you want to do a remote role or a local role here in Nigeria, it's your choice. Like we said earlier, we are going to be giving you we're going to be with you every step of the way till you land your first job for free. And it is free. There's no payments behind it. It's 100% free until you get your first job. Number 7, which is the final phase, the program curriculum. For those of you here that were a chance to basically go through the program curriculum, would notice that there were various cloud tools broken down in this file. But to break this down, we are going to be teaching you the building blocks of knowledge you need to basically build a career, not just as a cloud engineer, but in any cloud role available out there. This is what helps you basically be able to land, or to basically land various cloud roles that are out there. I get what I'm saying. Because we're not just going to be teaching you and niching it down to just cloud engineering. We're going to be giving you knowledge that you can basically use and implement in other cloud roles that we listed earlier, like DevOps, solutions architect, platform engineer, system administrator, and a whole lot of cloud roles that are out there. We'll be looking at this concept where we have operating systems, we have version control, configuration management, cloud platforms, infrastructure as code, containerization, orchestration, CI/CD pipelines, and monitoring. Each and every of these concepts are what basically make up the cloud space. So you learning this concept also gives you an opportunity to learn a little bit of knowledge that can be implemented into other cloud rules that are out there. And you don't need to worry about or you don't need to stress yourself over what each of this means right now, honestly, because as we go on, we're going to be going over them in the program. We're going to be explaining each and every of these in the program step by step. So for those of you that haven't seen the curriculum file, you can check the group and you can go through the curriculum file to see the breakdown of how this works and the months that you need to basically have a very good understanding of each and every of these concepts. So lastly, question and answers. For those of you that have questions, that want to ask questions concerning certain things, now is your time to ask your questions. If you have a question concerning anything, you can ask your questions, type it in the comment section, and I'm going to be answering your questions. So let's know. We have the next 20 minutes. We have the next 20 minutes to basically answer questions that you have. So we're still here. We're still waiting for your questions. If you have a question, we're here and we are live to answer your question live. So if there's any other thing that was not listed here, right, you can basically ask your questions and we are here to listen to your questions and also give you an answer. Just to be sure, if you have been able to watch or if you are seeing this live video till this point, type I'm in the comment section. Okay. Okay, so Mr. Gerald is asking, how many tutors do we have? So currently we only have one. Currently we only have one tutor. Okay, so I'm seeing I'm in. Okay, so Mr. Olamide asked, is coding not required? So when it comes to cloud engineering, you basically don't it's your choice to choose if you want to code or not. I get what I'm saying. It's your choice, because most companies out there, when you want to apply to jobs, they are going to ask you a simple question: do you have a knowledge of Python, which is a programming language, or bash scripting, which is scripting in cloud engineering? So you need to know one of these two. So if you choose to basically go with Python, which is coding, is your choice. If you choose to go with bash scripting, it's also your choice. So it's not necessary you need to know coding. I get what I'm saying. So a lot of people are asking, is coding not required? No, it is not required. It's not compulsory. Yes, I'm going to be the one taking the classes. Okay, so I'm seeing I'm in. Okay. What's with you guys and coding? You guys don't like coding? Because I'm seeing questions like, will coding be required? Will coding be required? What did coding do to you guys? What did coding do to you guys? You people should answer. Let's know what's going on. So yeah, Mr. Victor, the coding is going to be your choice, right? It's your choice. If you want to basically code, it's going to be your choice in cloud engineering. So for DevOps engineering, if you want to be a DevOps engineer, the meaning of DevOps exactly, basically means development and operations. So that's the meaning of that word, dev and ops, right? So if you want to become a DevOps engineer, you need to have an understanding of programming languages. So either way, you kind of need to know how to code, right? You kind of need to know how to code, because now you need to have an idea of development and you need to have an idea of cloud engineering to become a DevOps engineer. I get what I'm saying. You kind of need to know how to code and understand coding as a whole. So, Mr. Tunde asked, if we have only one teacher now, then how will we cope with support calls when we fully get started? Well, Mr. Tunde, that's basically on me to worry on, right? Everything is going to be fine and perfect, right? And yeah, your support calls can basically come in whenever you want to basically get support calls. There will be a form given to you where you can schedule a call, right? And yeah, when the time comes, or when the time for your call comes, you're going to have that call. Okay, so Mr. Paulson, right? So for those of us that can code, will you give us areas in Python for cloud specifically? So adding Python to this whole stack would definitely increase the amount of months. I get what I'm saying. Hence, and the whole point of this program was to basically direct people towards or away from coding itself. I get what I'm saying. What I can do for you is I can give you resources that can help you with your Python and basically improve your coding skills as a cloud engineer, or as a DevOps engineer rather, in Python. So yeah, Mr. Shegun, for now, yes, there's only going to be one mentor. For now, yes. So I'm seeing people saying coding is hard. Okay. So Mr. Olamide, um, Mr. Olamide is asking if you can get a job with AWS, Azure, and GCP without writing these 3 exams. Okay, so Mr. Olamide, you basically don't need to write these 3 exams to get a job. I get what I'm saying. The cloud space is kind of, there's a way it is. I get what I'm saying, especially the job hunting space. There's a way it is. You can get a job without these 3 certificates, but there's a catch to it. You need to basically be able to show enough proof or experience in whatever it is you are doing. You need to be able to show enough proof or experience that is project. You need to have very, very, very strong project that can show employers that yes, you know what you are doing, even though you don't have an AWS certificate, a GCP certificate, or an Azure certificate, you know exactly what you are doing. So that's the most important thing, right? That's just the catch. You need to work on very, 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 very real life or high experience real life scenario projects. So yeah, Xanders, there's not going to be Python, right, in this program. We're not going to be teaching Python. Yeah, coding, it's not called coding, right? So in cloud and cloud as a whole, it's basically called scripting. So they have bash scripting. All you do is scripting, right? And scripting is basically written in probably plain English. I get what I'm saying. It's written in plain English. So it's something you can easily just write. I get what I'm saying. So that's that. Yeah, okay. Mr. Skyside, I don't get what you said. You said, what about the software? What software, sir? Okay, so like we said earlier, we're going to be giving you access to our job hunting group that has basically helped some of our students. We're going to be teaching you some um, certain knowledge or giving you access to certain resources that has helped some of our students learn rules, and you can use this too. I get to what I'm saying. So recommendations letter is not something, it was not in the full offer, right? But like we said earlier, we're going to be giving you access to our job hunting group, and it's 100% free for every single person that went through this program. Okay, so how long? Mr. Choma is asking how long it takes to basically get a job after the training. Um, Getting a job as a cloud engineer really is not that hard. I get to what I'm saying. It's not that hard. The only issue, right, that might come in is that you are not being consistent. I get to what I'm saying. That's the only issue that might come in. You are not being consistent. Either you're not being consistent with the way you apply to roles, you're not being consistent with the way you look for roles, you're not being consistent with projects you work with or work on. I get what I'm saying, or building your experience. Because all these things are important. Nobody out there wants to hire somebody that doesn't have experience with a certain tool or with cloud engineering as a whole. I get what I'm saying. So it all depends on your consistency. So that's just it. And honestly, with students that have seen land jobs, it shouldn't take you more than 5 months after this program. I get what I'm saying, to basically land the job. That's if you are consistent. Now, I can't speak for everybody. I get what I'm saying. I can't speak for everybody because in our job hunting group, we can teach you everything you need to know. We can tell you everything you need to do. We can help you prepare for an interview, and you get to the interview and you still mess things up. I get what I'm saying. So it's all about being consistent in your preparation, consistent in job application, and a whole lot more. So yeah. So yeah, Mr. Victor is saying the course is for 15 months. Can I learn all in 6 months? Yes, you can. Now, you learning in 6 months is going to be you sacrificing a lot of things. I get what I'm saying. Sacrificing your time, sacrificing a whole lot of things. Because learning this skill, understanding everything, being broken down, within 6 months is a lot. I get what I'm saying. Being broken down is a lot for just 6 months. That's really a lot. And you need to remember that you are not basically going to be this is not like a side hustle. Like, for instance, now if you said you were learning cyber security now, or data science, I get what I'm saying, it's going to be a whole less. I get what I'm saying. But what you're learning is something that it doesn't just work, or it's not just a knowledge for just one career path, but it's a knowledge for multiple career paths. I get what I'm saying. So it's not something you can expect to basically squeeze into 6 months. So Mr. Bolaji is asking, is it possible to get a job while still learning? And the answer to this is yes. It's possible for you to get a job while still learning. But the question now is, what job do you want to get? Or where exactly do you want to focus on? Because if you go through our curriculum, Mr. Bolaji, I don't know, have you gone through the curriculum? If you go through our curriculum, you see we listed operating systems where we teach you everything you need to know about Linux. We teach you everything you need to know about Linux and operating system as a whole. Now, after going through that particular teachings and classes and everything, and you decide to become a system administrator, I get what I'm saying. So a system administrator is someone that just basically works with Linux systems. I get what I'm saying. And since we're going to be teaching you that on the second month, and you decide to basically focus on that, then yeah, before the program ends, you can get a job. So Mr. Olamide is asking, for motivational purposes, like how much can a cloud engineer earn monthly? This depends on exactly where you're applying. I get what I'm saying. We all know that Nigeria devalues whatever it is you are doing. Yeah. So for instance, now, if you were to be a web designer, I get what I'm saying. If you were to be a web designer, and ideally, web designers in Nigeria here, they pay them about 150,000 naira. I get what I'm saying. In Nigeria here. So I know about someone or two people that they pay 150,000 naira in Nigeria here for web designing. And if you take that same skill abroad, I get what I'm saying, they will pay you about $1,500, which when you convert to naira is over 2 million naira. So it just depends on where exactly you are positioning your skill. So if you were to position it here in Nigeria, the pay won't basically be more than 300,000, 400,000 naira per month. I get what I'm saying. The pay won't be more than 300,000, 400,000 naira per month. Only if you were to get some kind of senior role, I get what I'm saying, you become very good and you get a senior role, then you will be able to get some around the range of 500, 600, 700. But if you take this skill abroad, you won't earn anything less than $3,000 in a month. So it just depends on exactly where you are focusing on. Yes, Mr. Chukuma will be doing configurations via the CLI, right? We'll be doing configuration via the CLI. So, Mr. Bakari, when we will basically have access to the Udemy resources mentioned. Now, the Udemy resources would be given to you when you are prepared to write an exam. The Udemy resource will be given to you when you are prepared to write an exam. Yes, yes, sir. It's going to be a drilling class, right? And anybody that can complete this whole session for this 15 months, I promise you, you are going to have a very, very good understanding. And honestly, the whole thing is just the moment you understand exactly what this is all about, how each and every of these tools works, getting a job won't seem like a big deal to you anymore. I get what I'm saying. You understand all this, and you're able to also put in the work in the job hunting aspect. Because we're not just going to be showing you job hunting through the normal fees. I get what I'm saying. We're also going to be teaching you job hunting through freelancing, like Upwork, how to land jobs there, and a whole lot more. I can get you remote roles, US clients, and a whole lot. So yeah. Do you have any other questions? Are there any other questions? Okay, so someone is asking, Mr. Femi is asking, when is payment due monthly? So before each and every one of you made payment, you were all told that your payment doesn't start counting until the 17th of January. So the payment you made, for those of you that made payment last year, which was 2024, your payment was not, what you did was you made a down payment to save the slot. Your payment starts counting from this 17th. So your payment has basically started counting. And the next date you are going to be making payment is going to be on February 17th, 2025. So from February 17th, if you decide to say, okay, you want to go for a quarterly payment or a biannual payment, you can now make the decision from then. So, like we said earlier, our classes are going to be Fridays and Saturdays, right? Which means our classes starts from next week, Fridays and Saturdays. And like we said earlier, most of us here are not comfortable with that timing, Fridays and Saturdays. So from Monday, we're going to send out a poll and also probably reach out to you guys to know exactly what days and time work for you, so that everybody can basically get the best part of the pie. So what are the tools you need to get set for the cloud journey? Basically, all you need is a laptop, an internet connection. That's basically all you need. Laptop and an internet connection. And now you might be wondering, what kind of laptop should you get? Because I've gotten this question a whole over and over and over again. What kind of laptop should you get? So if you are listening to this and you need, or you are someone that wants to get a good laptop for this program, then I advise you basically get a pen and just write this down, right? Now, the type of laptop you need is not a laptop that has a lot of storage. So now you see some laptops that basically have like 512 gig of ROM and 8 gig of RAM. And when you look at the system component, you see that it has it's HHD. Yeah. So you see that the laptop is HHD. Yeah, sorry. Rather, you see that laptop is HDD rather instead of HHD. So what this basically does is that it gives you more space on your computer. I get what I'm saying, and it doesn't really improve the speed of the computer itself. Now, what you should get is SSD instead of HDD. You should get SSD. Now, SSD basically helps your computer work faster. I get what I'm saying. It gives your computer the speed it needs. For instance, now, if you were to boot up a HDD laptop, right, it will take probably, let us say it takes about 5 minutes to boot up, right? If you were to boot up another laptop, the same brand, but the laptop is SSD, it will probably take about 1 minute to boot that laptop up. So it's all about speed. And when it comes to cloud and everything, you are going to need that speed. So you don't need the 1 terabyte laptop that has HDD in it. What you need is an SSD laptop, right? So the laptop can be 8 gig RAM, probably 8 to 16 gig RAM, and 256 gig ROM. Also, the laptop should be SSD. The laptop should be SSD. And yeah, that's basically just all you need. Okay, so this is 9:21, which is about an hour and 20 minutes since um, we started this live class, and this class is going to end 9:30. This class is going to end 9:30. So whatever question you have, you can ask the question now so that it can be answered. Okay, drop your questions. Drop your questions. Okay, just 8 more minutes to go before it's 9:30, and this class ends. So if you have any question, now is your time to ask. Okay, so we have Mr. Tunde. What's the um, what's the recommended system operating system, the system OS and version? So recommended, if you were to get a Windows, yeah, if you were to get Windows, you can get HP, Dell, um, HP or Dell, and you can get anywhere from Core i5 upward, and nothing less than 256 gig of ROM storage, and nothing less than 8 gig RAM of RAM storage. This can be 8 gig RAM, it can be 16 gig RAM. It can be 8 gig RAM, it can be 16 gig RAM, right? And it must be SSD, not HDD, SSD. So you can always reach out to them, or wherever you're getting the laptop from, you can ask them that the system, is it SSD or HDD? The person you're asking would know exactly what you're talking about. So if it's HDD, do not buy it. Go for the SSD. Yeah. So, Mr. Olamide, which aspect of cloud engineering gets more paid? So basically, the thing is, the more work you do, the more you can basically get a role that pays you more. So for instance, if you were to say you wanted to become an infrastructure engineer, the only thing an infrastructure engineer does is basically build infrastructures, manage them, and a whole lot more. But as a cloud engineer, you build infrastructures as a cloud engineer also with the other things you're also doing. I get what I'm saying. So being an infrastructure engineer is also involved in being a cloud engineer. So the same thing also applies to being a solution architect. If you're a solutions architect, what you basically do is basically build architecture, check out the billing cost, and a whole lot more that is basically related to cloud platforms like AWS, GCP, or Azure. I get what I'm saying. When you basically go for cloud engineering, you're also going to be doing that too. So if you were to say what aspect actually pays more, then you'd be looking at DevOps and cloud engineering, right? DevOps and cloud engineering. So these are the two that actually pay more. So, Mr. Chukuma, at the end of the training, can one become a solution architect? Yes. You can choose to follow any career path you want to follow. You can become a solutions architect, you can become a solutions architect, you can become a DevOps engineer, you can become a what's it called? System administrator. I get what I'm saying. So this program gives you a foundational knowledge of cloud tools or cloud rules that are out there. I get what I'm saying. So you become a solution architect, you have to basically choose what cloud platform you want to work with. Is it AWS? Is it GCP? Is it Azure? And you need to basically further and focus more into the one you want to go with. So, Mr. Shagu said, going through the curriculum, I discovered the only operating system there is Linux. What about other operating systems such as Windows and Mac OS? So, as a cloud engineer, the only operating system you are going to be working with is Linux. I get what I'm saying. Everything works with Linux, right? In cloud engineering as a whole, everything works with Linux. And when we basically get started with the program, we are going to see why. Because Windows was not built for cloud engineering as a whole. I get what I'm saying. Windows was not built for cloud engineering. Windows was built for day-to-day users. I get what I'm saying. People that go to the office, that work with their laptops for their office, either as a personal assistant or they basically do work with Excel, right? That's basically what Windows is for. So when it comes to coding, cloud engineering, and all these technical aspects of tech, you are going to be using more of Linux instead of Windows, because most of the tools that are going to be introduced, yes, are basically for Linux. They only work on Linux. I get what I'm saying. They don't work on Windows. So if you try them, it's not going to work. But I know you're going to bring up another question again. That okay, since most of all these tools are going to be for Linux, I don't have a Linux system. How am I going to be using this tool? Right? All that is going to be basically broken down. I get what I'm saying in the program. So you don't have to worry about anything. If you have a Windows system, you don't have to go and start selling your Windows system to buy a Linux machine. No, we'll basically show you how to maneuver the whole Windows operating system so that you can also still use a Linux operating system on your Windows machine. So, yeah, that's the main reason why we're focusing on Linux as a whole and not Mac OS or Windows. Okay, so does Azure work on Linux too? Azure is a cloud platform. So the question you're supposed to ask is supposed to be, does Linux work on Azure? Or can you basically access Linux on Azure, not Azure on Linux? Because Azure is a cloud platform like AWS and GCP. I get what I'm saying. Now, the whole point of this cloud platform is that they help you or give you access to multiple operating systems. So instead of you saying, okay, you want to go and buy a new Linux machine, you can just basically go into Azure and create a new Linux machine. I get what I'm saying. So that's just the whole point of cloud platforms. It gives you that ease to be able to do exactly, or to be able to basically access a new operating system without buying it. So yes, Linux works on Azure. You can go to Azure and you can basically spin up. So yeah. So Mr. Olamide, you are very welcome. So Mr. Ibrahim is asking, is it possible to install Linux OS on Windows laptop? Yes, it is possible. Yes, it is possible for you to install your Linux operating system on your Windows laptop. And how you do that is through virtualization, which you are going to also be taught in this program. So it's not just your Linux you can install. You can basically install any operating system of your choice. I get what I'm saying. You can also still install Windows on Windows. You can install Linux on Windows. You can install all the types of Linux that are out there on your Windows machine. So that's that. Yeah, Mr. Bakari, you're very welcome. So this is 11:9:31, which brings this particular class to a close. So any further questions you might have from this point on, you can ask it in the group, and you are going to get an answer from me. So yeah, have a good night, guys. See you again next week where we have our first class. So like I said earlier, for the first month, you are not going to be doing anything or working with anything, writing or working with programming languages and yeah, things like that. So we are not going to be doing anything practical for the first month. And the reason for this is because you need to basically have an understanding of what it is this whole cloud space is. I get what I'm saying. You need to understand the terminologies, you need to understand the tools, you need to understand every single thing before you even say you want to get started. And that's the main reason why for the first month, we are going to be giving you that understanding. It's not going to be anything hands-on. So for those of you that haven't gotten a laptop yet, you still have the grace to get that this first month before the second month, because by the time the second month starts, we are going to be going deep into cloud tools, and we're going to be working more on practicals. So that being said, if you have any other further questions, you can send your message to the group and I am going to answer you. So for now, bye, and I'll see you on Friday.